What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. This is sad, man. This is truly sad because normally I have a lot of respect for Robert Horry, but now he done sold out too. He done sold out too because um, now he's making a ridiculous argument for LeBron James being the MVP of the league. Okay, his argument for LeBron being the MVP is putting up quote unquote historic numbers at age 40 because he's playing because he's putting up great numbers. That constitutes him being the MVP. This is coming from a guy, Robert Horry, that has more championships than Michael Jordan. This is a guy that went through many seasons in his career where he was not even concerned about statistical achievement. He only cared about winning titles. That's specifically why he was forcing trades, I believe, was from Phoenix back in the day in the mid-'90s to go to contenders. When he would choose the teams that he would go to in free agency, he specifically chose teams that had excellent chances. Some could call it ring chasing, but I don't know if I would call it that because sometimes he was joining teams in between times when they were actually winning titles, but he was trying to win. So for this guy to glorify numbers, well, this is what he said. If LeBron James got the same calls as SGA, he would be averaging 30-plus points a game, and it'd be no question who's the MVP because he's so much better, physically stronger. League, you'd make a vital mistake if you gave that to someone other than him as of right now. You talking about a guy that for the season still has a negative plus minus? That's an MVP? And you're going to completely negate the fact that LeBron has played with superstars on his team, and this is what the media does. They did to Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is a first ballot Hall of Famer, relegated to a sidekick. They just got Luka Doncic, right? The most seismic trade that we've seen perhaps in NBA history. And all of a sudden, look what the media does. They always relegate people to sidekick status. Now it's all of a sudden about LeBron James. And you wonder why the ratings are so low. You wonder why. People talking about, oh, the rating is low because of nostalgia. You're trying to blame it on people like us. No, the ratings are low because people despise the product, which leads us to lean toward nostalgia when the league was great. Take some responsibility for once, Adam Silver. Take some responsibility for once, LeBron Ramon James. Take some responsibility for once, collective NBA. I guarantee you, Shea scored 51 points last night. I guarantee you these guys are talking about LeBron James in that segment. I guarantee you they're doing that. They'll never learn. And then you got clowns in talking, oh, you do talk about LeBron James, because that's all they talk about. Let's get on this for a second, too, about Shea. I'm getting tired of this thing with free throws, which is something that they're getting from the internet. They keep talking about Shea is shooting an exorbitant amount of free throws. Let's look at something here. Shea shot 10 free throws last night, right? The way that they describe it, you think he was going to the line 13, 14 times a night. He's going to the free throw line 9 times a night. 9 times a night. That's not even the highest clip I've seen in recent years. As a matter of fact, wasn't Joel Embiid even this year going to the line a comparable amount of times in the amount of games he played? Wasn't last year Joel Embiid shooting free throws at like a 12 free throw attempt per game clip? Allen Iverson had seasons shooting like 10 free throws a night. Shaq, 10 free throws a night. The most of the great scorers shoot a tremendous amount of free throws. It's just natural. They get fouled a lot. They get a lot of contact from being the focus defensively from the opposition. If you have the ball in your possession a lot, generally you get fouled. A lot. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Charles Barkley in his prime, Moses Malone, Karl Malone, Kareem in his Bucks career. It went down as he got older. Shaq, as I mentioned, Rick Barry, all of them, all the great scorers in their peaks shot a lot of free throws. James Harden, Russell Westbrook, before he stopped getting calls and the media decided he was no longer a superstar. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? That's what you're cherry picking about, because you can't cherry pick about his efficiency, because Shea shoots 52% from the floor. He shoots 37% from three-point range. He shoots 89% from the foul line. He plays on both sides of the ball, unlike LeBron James. Okay, yeah, statistically, it shows he's upped his defense recently, but not for the whole season. And Shea hasn't, as I alluded to earlier, Shea doesn't have a superstar teammate. And they got the best record by far in the Western Conference. What the fuck are we doing here? It's ridiculous. The Lakers get enough calls as it is. He gets more calls? Don't the Lakers lead the NBA last few years in free throws by like 800 or something compared to the next team? What are we doing? Is LeBron James the king of flop? So Shea is averaging 9 free throw attempts this season, right? 9 free throw attempts. LeBron James has 2 seasons. The 2007-2008 season, the 2009-2010 seasons, where he averaged over 10 free throw attempts. 2006-2007, he averaged 9 free throw attempts. 2008-2009, 9.4. A couple of seasons where he was shooting about 8 free throw attempts, and that's when he was with Miami. So if he wasn't playing with Wade and Bosh, he would have shot in double-digit free throws those years. Reason why he doesn't shoot as many free throws now, more or less because he shoots a lot of threes. And he shoots a lot of uncontested shots. The only time he really gets contact is when he's around the rim. And that's when he goes to the foul line. But for the most part, he's not contested. Outside of the paint, he's not contested. He's either shooting wide open threes, because defense will let him shoot that rather than drive, or he shoots fallaways where he's not initiating any contact. So why should he shoot 10 free throws a night, Robert Horry? You're better than this. You sold out like this because you want to get in the favor with the media. Another person I lost respect for. Come on, man. You play with the King Olajuwon, bro. Matter of fact, let's look at Hakeem for a second. Now, I don't remember Hakeem ever leading the NBA in free throws, but let's see something. Let's see what his best season was. Probably around 7 a game. Because Hakeem was a little bit more of a jump shooting big man. But as late as 95, 96, he shot around 8 free throw attempts. 8, 7, 7, 6, 5, 6, 8. So the most was 88, 89. So that's comparable to Shea, about 8 free throw attempts a night. Shea shooting 9. How is he a free throw merchant? People say because he's always crying about calls. Well, okay, who cry more about calls than LeBron James? Who cried more about calls than James Harden? The media loves him. So I don't know, man. It's the media. These guys they don't call the game objectively, man. They got their favorites and they got their picks, and that's who they're going to favor. I've never seen people in the media who don't report the news. They want their opinion injected into the media, into the news, and then think people are too stupid to call it out. And then when we call it out, they try to act like we're dumb, like we're the problem. Not get it when you're an analyst. You do give your opinion, but just say that's your opinion. Stop calling like what you're saying is gold. Come on, man. What's all I got to say about you?